Good afternoon, ladies and
Good afternoon, Van Nuys,
California.
California.
Today, we're doing a classic.
Today's the 13th, by the way. October the 13th. And, we're here in the Van Nuys Cinema Shack.
Elbow to elbow.
Elbow to elbow, grease to
Balls
grease.
to butt.
Balls to butt.
All right. So today we are doing Phantasm II.
Phantasm II. Just drips.
A somewhat popular film, yes?
Yeah, definitely. This movie. Well, there are two movies that I saw the part two of before the first one that I actually loved the part two more. Does that make sense? What I just said? That was very convoluted.
I like Halloween 2 better than 1, but
oh well, you
guys,
you make me sick.
Yes, I know.
My movies, Evil Dead 2 and Phantasm 2, I saw them both before I saw the first ones. It didn't matter because I loved the second one so much. I think that Phantasm 2 is easily the best of the series.
Ooh, interesting.
Easily. And
beautiful.
I think it's one of the best sequels to a movie. It's ever, like just any movie, any genre.
When did you first see it? And how did you see it?
Let's see.
VHS?
Well, I can tell you this. I don't remember the exact first time I saw it, but I can tell you the first time I saw of it. And I was at the Festival 18 Theater in Irondale, Alabama, outside of Birmingham. And I was with my dad. We went to go see a movie. I don't remember what the movie was. But there was the wooden cardboard life-size, advertisement ads, and it was just the tall man standing there, hand extended with one of the spheres coming at you, and then at the bottom it just said at the bottom it said the ball is back. I don't even think it said Phantasm 2. It just was one of those cool like the ball is back, and I was like, this looks scary as fuck.
Scared of balls, are you?
I'm scared of balls. I mean, in all kinds. Yeah. Whether they've got sharp things coming out of them, or they got like sweat and cheese on them, or hair and wrinkles. I'm scared of all. I'm scared of mine.
Wait, okay, hairy ones.
I'm scared of my own balls.
Okay, well, Phantasm 2. So was this 1988?
Is it 88? How old were you?
Well, let's take a look. I was in the 8th grade.
I was 7. So I was 7 years old in 88, and
yes, 1988.
I was already perverted, and I was already into horror movies. So this was just right up my alley.
It seems like they've really covered this movie in Fangoria magazine.
Yeah,
they love this film.
Well, I mean, just like just like Evil Dead 2, it's got a huge fan base for being a sequel.
Yeah. And
it's more. Here's the thing. It's a studio movie. It's Universal. The original Phantasm is not. It's I don't know what it was, but it's straight out of his pocket, straight out of Compton.
Yep.
Straight out of pocket. But Phantasm 2 is a Universal. It's slick, sleek. It's got money. But it makes it better. I think that Phantasm, the concept of the whole series, needs money to make it work. It's hard. The first one is hard. Is a hard watch because it is creepy, but it's slow.
They did what they could.
This is a type of concept that is so otherworldly. It needs the pop and the splash and the, because if you look at all the sequels, part 3, 4, 5, I mean, they're garbage.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like, shitting on Coscarelli because I'm a huge fan, but
where do you put him in the pantheon of horror directors?
He's on the second tier, so he's not Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. You got
Tobe Hooper, John Carpenter.
Carpenter, Craven, Romero. I'd say those 4 are your horror.
The top tier.
And the second tier are like the Clive Barkers, the Sean S. Cunninghams, and the Coscarellis.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate about this.
Well, you know what? A lot of people would say that Hooper would be a second tier, and in place of Hooper, you would have. I was going to say like a Fulci or something, because I could and I could be okay with that, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because Coscarelli's never brought up much in this life or this.
I'll ask a
Conversation.
question. Is that because he plays with a lot of comedy in his films?
Possibly, but so does Evil Dead. So does the Raimi brothers.
You're right. Sam
So-
Sam Raimi to me would be a second tier horror, because
Right.
he
That's not
became
his main.
yeah because he became Spider-Man
Yeah,
in big
yeah.
budget movies,
Right.
but he still has that love that he's definitely a legend,
Right.
but just not that.
Yeah.
But again,
To add more controversy,
yeah,
who is the top 2? Let's say top 3
of horror.
horror.
Well, Carpenter,
All right.
easy.
I'm sure he wouldn't like to hear that.
I
'cause
Mean,
he's not a horror.
He's
He's
well, he's just going to
self-proclaimed
have
not
to
a
take
horror
it.
guy.
I delivered food to his house one time. I was a postmate, and I told him he was the best, and he was like, "Thanks, guy."
Yeah.
I'd say this. I'd say, for me, I can only speak for myself, and I would be disappointed if it was not like this. But
Right.
John Carpenter is probably the number one horror director of all time. I'd say that because there are tons of great horror movies, but few directors are like constantly churning it out. So
Right.
I'd say John Carpenter is number one. And if you wanted to put Romero number 2, just because of that one thing of
Yeah.
zombies
It's
and
pretty much what he's known for.
yeah,
forever.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay. Just so that people want to know where they stand with you, and send all your hate mail to Vince Cusimano.
Send it to me, baby. Send it to me.
Send hate.
I'm the bad motherfucker.
Wet hate mail.
Yeah,
The wetter, the better.
wet hate mail.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's play this movie then.
All right.
I don't remember much of this. I remember going to a friend's house to see this again because we didn't have cable TV.
When do you think that was? How long
HBO.
ago?
Oh, God, that would have been in the 80s, 88,
So that's the last time you saw it?
The
Was it in
last time I
80s?
saw it.
Oh, shit.
On cable TV at a friend's
Oh,
house.
well, you about to get some deliciousness.
All right, then. So watch along with us at the count of 3.
2, crack open those beers.
Here we go. And now, just to sync it up for you guys, here is the Universal logo. Whoa. Hey, we did another Universal film last time, didn't we?
No, that was 2 times ago, Psycho 3. Universal.
The Funhouse was Universal.
That was Universal,
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
We're on a Universal kick.
I know. Maybe they're the only ones that do horror in this genre, in this era.
Well, no, because Paramount, Friday the 13th,
Yeah, yeah.
New Line.
Yeah.
But maybe Universal did more, like diverse.
They sort of sunk a lot of money into it, committed to it, let's say.
yeah.
And it makes sense because they're Dracula and
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
I mean, their history is that. So.
Yeah.
Phantasm II. That
Ooh,
just
Roman
the
numerals.
beginning of that looked good.
Got to get the Roman
Phantasm
numerals.
II.
Oh, what's this?
No.
Oh, people do not like waking up movies.
Oh, waking up and yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm paranoid about that too.
Who is this actress?
This actress is. Oh, she's in psychotherapy. Interesting.
That's the kind of woman I like.
This
to
is a
date.
good start. I like this.
Yeah, I like women that need therapy because I can be their doctor.
Oh, that
They
would
call
not be good.
me Doctor Love. They call me Doctor Love.
So
They call me
this is
Dr.
Paula
Love.
Irvine.
Paula Irvine. What else did she
These
do?
are great sketches. Hey, that was
Oh.
awesome. Good match cut, guys. I'm sure. I don't know if I would be
Reggie
sketching that picture there. I don't know. That seems kind of weird to sketch, right? She was.
Well, look at this. I mean, did he sketch this where he's touching him and grabbing him?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Does he got his cock out? Is he
point.
jerking it?
Which one?
Our man,
The
Reggie.
young guy. Young guy almost like it's a poor man's James Earl Haley.
Oh, yeah, Jackie Earl Haley.
Jackie Earl
Jackie Earl
Haley,
Haley,
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, people out there.
Look
So
at
she's in Phantasm 3 as well.
oh,
Lord of the Dead.
she's got a small part in that. Look at Reggie. You know how old he is here? He's got to be like 22.
The boy.
Reggie Bannister.
Yeah. The music is interesting too.
Music's great. The music is like the Halloween music for
Reggie
Halloween.
Bannister. Yeah. Reggie Bannister
Is a
doesn't
pimp.
age.
He does not age.
He born old, stay it old.
Born old, stay old. I mean, he was bald at 5.
Excuse me. Ooh, the hearse comes by. So that house, what do you think it is? Doesn't that look like the house in Halloween?
You know, I don't think it is, but it's got to be.
That is a very clean crypt.
Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. No, I know that this house doesn't exist anymore. And I'll tell you why in a second when it shows.
Hey, I think I have that.
Look at that Tiffany lamp.
Yeah. Yeah. Along with the wood paneled houses.
Boy. Oh shit.
Oh,
now here's the cut. That's all. Now we have Reggie.
Right.
And this is like, and now you got to remember, this is like, how long? This is like 10 years later.
Yeah.
I think the original Phantasm was 78. So this
You're
is
talking about the storyline.
Well, no, the original movie was like made 10 or 12 years before this.
Right.
What year is the original Phantasm?
The original Phantasm. It is cool that they stay consistent with the same director. Coscarelli came back to do it. Yeah, Phantasm 79.
So it's like basically like a 10-year difference, and he still looks like he did 10 years.
The same. Oh, he's attacked by a munchkin. I mean, you know, this is what you do.
This is, this is great comedy. This is great comedic acting by Reggie.
Is he beating him with his own arm?
No, I think it's like
Baseball bat, a claw, a
What the
hatchet?
hell is that? Oh, gun! It's the end of.
Oh, it's the butt end of the gun. Guess it doesn't bleed. You know, there are a lot of kitchens that look like that in the 80s.
Yeah, there are.
There are a lot of kitchens. In fact, mine looks like that. a
It
little bit.
does.
Yeah.
That's like a very
Just a little bit.
generic kind of.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh my God, they
no.
multiply.
See,
Well,
he's funny.
Yeah, he
It's-
looks at-
he's very funny. He's a natural comedian. You know.
You should look at the gun and be like, well, I need a bigger gun. There you go. There's 3 of them right there.
He's,
lights on.
here's the thing. It's like he's perfect casting in this movie because this movie is so heavy.
Yeah.
They need lightness, and he brings that.
Right.
He keeps it like,
Buoyant. He's a buoyant.
yeah,
guy.
he's a buoyant actor.
Well, it's also weird that they shoot this in a very wide angle, so everything looks warped.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, like this type of shot is like it makes the world look just sort of
Different.
weird.
But that's kind of cool for
Oh, yeah.
this kind of movie. I guess.
Perfect. Yeah. I don't think this would actually happen, where you just turn off the gas, the pilot light, and then it fills up your whole kitchen for it to explode.
Oh yeah.
If fire catches on. I mean, you'd have to really close off all the, gas has to really build up before
Oh.
it blows up.
So it'd take a little time. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be this quick. Yeah.
No. Which is his plan. I'm just kind of breaking down his plan here. I'm not sure the house is that big where they can hear certain things. Yeah, good choice, buddy.
So now this is so all of this we've shot 10 years later.
Right.
But if you notice, they'll never show this actor's face because he's, the
boy?
Yeah, because they couldn't get him for this movie.
Oh.
He's James LaGrosse is playing him, so they're hiding his face
until he ages.
Well, yeah, because they didn't get him back to this, so they're gonna.
Okay.
Now look, watch this house. This house actually they blew this up.
Oh, they did. Oh, right on. Good work.
That is right. And look at this shot. And
Holy
I
shit.
remember hearing Angstrom say, well, it was the only take they had. Yeah, this is the only time they could get it, and they needed him
To stand in front of it.
They needed this look, and he did it perfectly.
He didn't.
I mean,
flinch.
it blew up, and he didn't.
He didn't flinch.
No,
Nothing.
that is a badass motherfucker.
How old is Angus Scrimm at this point? Let's see, 88.
96.
26. Yeah, good call. He is. Oh, yeah, there you go. That works. So he's born in 1926.
So he's already
19
62.
Yeah.
He's 62 doing
And he's still
this.
moving around like it was nothing.
Is that what was his first thing he ever did? Was it Phantasm?
The first thing that he ever did, wow, he had 56 credits. Good for him. The first thing he ever did, makes sense. 1951. He played Abraham Lincoln.
Well, how could he not? I mean,
1989. I don't remember hair like that.
so his first thing was 51. Is that what you said?
Yes, 1951.
And he was born in when again?
Short.
26.
1926.
So he was what? Like, well, then he
His
wasn't
30s.
too old. When he started.
Old enough. It's not like they do now. Where they.
He was in his mid 20s, I guess. Right?
Ooh, that was a great effect when they sewed up that guy's mouth. She's drawing Brad Pitt, and she gets James LaGrosse.
And she gets James LaGrosse.
That's a bummer.
She's got to go back to art school.
So he was doing some stuff for a while.
Does that say so when he started working in the 1950s, did he keep working?
A lot of TV.
Okay.
That was a short.
So then I was wrong with my guess. I mean, so he's been working for a while, but he obviously, if he only did 50 credits in.
Well, it's like what they say, like we've always said, where TV kind of makes you stuck.
Yeah.
It sticks you in a hole.
You're right.
And so
You're
1979.
yeah, you're absolutely right. Because that period
Yeah.
was like when we saw with the movie with Tarantino's, with Once Upon. It's like that time period.
And that's all he could do was these sort of and the fact that he looks gawky and weird and
Scary as
hard
fuck.
to.
What if you woke up one morning and you looked up and you just saw him staring down?
Who says I don't?
Oh God,
I'm in
never
Van
staying
Nuys.
here again in my life.
I'm in Van Nuys. So
that's their explanation.
Yeah.
So,
So she's
10
been
years
stuck.
later,
Yeah. So she's been stuck in the psycho ward for a while. The boy has as well.
yeah, and this is 10 years later, and he's back to the same shit.
So he plays the younger
kid.
brother.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
This is really great production design, actually.
it is. Oh, it's
Back in the 80s, you can just
now they finally grade him up for 10 years later.
Yeah.
Where's that cemetery?
That cemetery.
I
is-
would like to go to that. That would be cool for us to go
Yeah,
check
it's
out.
pretty big. I think it's downtown. I want to say that I've seen that before. Ah, little trivia of this: Brad Pitt auditioned for the role of Mike.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. Oh, so they filmed this in the San Fernando Valley.
Fuck the doctors and fuck you too.
So you know what? I think that cemetery is in the valley.
Does it say?
It doesn't say. It just says the San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles, California. Highland Park, Long Beach, Santa Paulo, Pico Canyon Road in Valencia, which we've been on plenty of times. That's very desolate then, and it is now. Chatsworth, maybe, in Hawthorne, California.
But look at the trees. That's the thing.
Yeah, there is a place up in San Fernando, the city, that when I drive by it, there's a cemetery there that's beautiful.
Really?
Oh yeah, it looks like the Midwest.
We should check that out.
Yeah, for sure. It's really nice, but that might be closer. That may be Hawthorne instead, because Hawthorne seems like a place where they can shoot. That looks like
Now, where the
Pico
hell is
Canyon.
that? Where?
Looks like Pico Canyon Road.
Pico Canyon?
Yeah.
Where's Pico Canyon?
It's near where we did parts of Valdez, up in Newhall,
Oh,
Valencia.
okay. All right.
Yeah, when we were
It looks
driving
like
up that
that?
way.
the
The
hell have we
offshoot,
not gone
like the
back up
parallel
there?
roads that go next to it too.
Now,
Like
check this
Stevenson
out.
Ranch looks like that.
So you're going to see, we've already seen this shot, but we're going to see it again. So they must have like 3 or 4 cameras just for this. See, there it is.
Oh yeah,
again.
yeah.
So they basically
Yes. They had to shoot it.
they had 3 different ways
Yes.
to shoot it that they had to shoot at the same time. So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
That's cool. Yeah. That's
how
really
you
cool.
That's how you do it.
You have to think about that shit though.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you gotta think ahead of time. Say, how can we get this shot 3 separate times and make it look
Use
different?
it, yeah. Get your money's worth, really. Wow, they blew up a whole house, huh?
That's what we have to live by: is get your money's worth.
Oh my God, yeah. Put
That's
the bucks
our
on the screen.
mantra.
Yeah.
From here on out.
Production design. Where did they shoot the original Graveyard?
Well, I can tell you where the exterior of it was. See, this is the same graveyard, but over in Glendale,
Right.
there was, I can't remember the name of it, so you have to
It's not
forgive
Forest
me.
Lawn.
No, there used to be a mansion back in the day there, and the mansion burned down under mysterious circumstances and blah blah blah, and it maybe haunted the area. But the gate going up to it, like the it's still there, the original gate, and it's all
wow.
creepy.
Yeah.
And that's the gate that they used in the original Phantasm.
That's cool.
Yeah, entrance to the
In
cemetery
1979.
in '79.
Damn.
Oh, now he's badass. Look at his glasses.
He's a tall man hunter.
Yeah. This is the car, baby.
Some of the acting is.
Look at
Just
this
horrible.
fucking car. This is my dream car.
Was it a Charger?
Oh no, that's a Hemi Cuda,
Oh,
baby.
Hemi, yeah. Make sure you know.
Shit. I mean,
This is part of Pico Canyon Road too.
Look
It's
at-
that wide.
I want that car, and I want to drive down that road.
Yeah, let's do it.
Look at that.
Yes. I love that. You know what?
But you know, I know
look
where
at all
that is. Now
look at all that.
that's like the 101 going up into
The Grapevine?
Yeah, yeah.
And imagine that. Now there's all sorts of shit there now.
I know. It's just
You know?
there's WalMarts and
Yeah,
supercenters
I
and blah
know.
blah blah, and
Crazy,
and,
right?
In weird neighborhoods like in Poltergeist. You know, like just pop. You know, like
Yeah.
you know.
Tract housing.
Yeah.
So what are they planning on doing here?
They broke in because they've got to
their
get supplies
survivors?
to go kill them some
Yeah.
fucking
Provisions.
midgets.
Oh yeah. So where do they know where the midgets are? How do they know where the midgets are? And where are they?
They explain is like they go from town to town. They'll explain it in a little bit, but they go from town to town, kind of following the trail of
They
like,
do, you know,
empty cemeteries.
There is like a comical sensibility to this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Like-
Coscarelli, because even Beastmaster,
Yeah.
there's funny.
There's lighthearted.
It's lighthearted
because they got the two Roto and Kodo or whatever
yeah,
the fucking
exactly
ferrets are.
exactly. And
Like
so
like they're putting up a camera inside the cart. You know, that's kind of you're in a goofy comedy if that's the
Right.
case.
well, it's
Point of view from inside the
he's got
basket.
a weird view of like I want really serious horror with comedy, you know, and now I mean Reggie Bannister is the perfect character for that,
Right.
Because he's so like just silly kind of he's so
explain to me
funny.
What is his? You bring him up a lot. What is his claim to fame besides this?
What he's about to do, how badass that is. That's his thing. That's it. I mean, well, you say his claim to fame.
I mean, like, why do you keep mentioning his name? Like, we should know who he is.
Oh, I see. Well,
Because we know,
that's fair.
we know Kane Hodder.
Look at this fucking badass.
We know,
Right.
You know.
Well, I mean, that's fair because he's not this is obviously his biggest thing, and
yeah, that's awesome.
So it's only for horror fans because this is such a unique series,
Right.
And he is such he's very iconic to this series, you know.
Whenever somebody, I would even put. I'm surprised about why.
So,
this
for
isn't
example,
a bigger.
Bruce Campbell, obviously,
Yeah.
that's Evil Dead. He's the
Right.
icon of that. You have to have him
Yeah,
against,
yeah.
Reggie is just like that with the
Phantasm
Phantasm. You
series.
couldn't
Okay.
have you could have no one else, but if you had Reggie,
Right.
then
That's a good moment right there when he just gives them the money instead of taking
Yeah.
it. That's
He's
a good
not- they're
moment.
not- yeah.
They're not there to rob him.
but I'll say this though, and this kind of tells the difference between him and Bruce.
Yeah.
You can do Bruce against all different kinds of deadites.
Right.
Reggie can't exist without the tall man.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You can't have Reggie. Nobody is going to watch a movie with Reggie against just the little midgets.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah.
It's got to have the.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so that's why he's not as powerful as Bruce. 'Cause
Yeah.
Bruce is standalone. It's the two of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know.
So what are they trying to say here? That the apocalypse had happened?
Well, they visit each town, and when they find these towns like this, they
Okay.
know that the dead man or the tall man's been there and destroyed the town.
This is great production design.
Yeah. Oh
man.
God, yeah. Brad Pitt.
Yep. Well, it's like James LaGrosse. I would say what year was that? Okay,
James
so,
look gross.
So he didn't get the career, say like him or William McNamara could have had.
Right.
William McNamara being,
Remind me of
the
McNamara.
new. He was in Chasers with what's her name? Erica Leniak, and it was directed by Dennis Hopper of all people.
Give me another person or another thing.
He was in serial killer, Copycat. He was the bad guy in Copycat, the serial killer. You would, if you saw him, you would know.
I
But a friend of mine actually
yeah.
put him in a movie. Well done. But they all had that similar look. The
That's
same
got to be
hair,
Matt,
the
the
same,
shot.
yeah. They kind of all look the same, kind of. Not, I hate to say look the same because that's not PC these days. But William McNamara would have been.
It's funny, Brad Pitt. Pitt is such a kind of a. Oh yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him.
He's got that same hair.
Yeah.
They all have that same hair. He was in Stealing Home. Do you remember that movie, Stealing Home? Jodie Foster.
No.
This is Bill McNamara. Yeah, it's been a while. He was a 80s guy. What would be one that you would know him from?
That hat said "Boogie Down." The Reggie said "Boogie
sense of
Down."
humor. Yeah.
See,
Dark sense of humor. You know what? John Dies at the End has that similar
he does,
sense of humor.
and that's the Coscarelli thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely and the Raimis and Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Look at this shot. That's a good shot.
They all came from the same school of
Look at that
goofiness,
work to
silliness.
do that.
That's a lot of work.
That
to
is
dig
a
holes,
lot of work.
That is a lot.
And it's like this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a day of prep.
I kind of like these sort of movies where they get gear together and they go kick some ass, like Fright Night.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Like,
I love
that.
that. I love that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Because it's like a teamwork kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's
Goonies and
well, I remember when we went and saw Sorcerer.
yeah,
The same thing with the cars working together to build it, and
they have a common.
Monster Squad. You said that right?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I said Goonies,
Rocket
but same
till
thing.
you drop.
Yep.
Getting all the stuff
Just
together.
shave off the shotgun
Yeah,
and make
it's teamwork, and
three-shooter.
it's like being brought together. That's a big thing.
Yes. And it's just, like back in the day, we didn't sit around at home all day just watching internet. We went out and actually built
exactly.
things.
You were
and
go,
goof
you were
off.
you were going out and do things. I've been having these thoughts forever lately of just. I feel I'm just on social media, or not even social media, just on the internet too much.
Yeah.
You like
You got to physically get out there and do something.
I've been too much been going down YouTube and so I've been consciously just pulling myself away from social media,
Right.
and pulling myself away from YouTube as much as I can, and just trying to get out and just be doing my life and really enjoying it, having fun with my life.
Yeah.
Trying to make something of it, but creating.
So Don Coscarelli got to get his start in making. I mean, the guy. You want to talk about just putting things together? I mean, he took a year to do the first Phantasm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a year to film that.
Holy.
God.
God.
But that's he took advantage
a
of an
lot.
opportunity they had, which is he was, I believe, living with his parents, and he was his dad helped him out some, but he made the most of it.
And that's the cool thing about like a lot of what I hear from people out there right now that are doing trying to make a feature. They're doing the best, do it no matter by any means necessary.
Look at that pussy. You can see her pussy.
You know what?
She ain't got no titties, but look,
She's
you can
pretty
see
fresh.
the hair. Look at the hair.
She is pretty fresh. Yeah. That's Vince, folks.
I mean, I just want to like help her shave a little bit, but I like the hair. I want it to stay.
Can you imagine being casted like that?
I mean, yeah, I can because I
you
mean,
been
I've
casted
well,
as a
I've never
corpse?
been cast like that, but I've seen those. I've seen
casting
those
calls?
breakdowns,
Yeah.
which is like
With just
they're
dead
like,
body?
and well, and
They're usually
they'll
for
shave your. They'll
CS
ask to shave your head
Oh,
sometimes
God.
and be naked, and
my
you're
God.
like, look at that.
That's
That's sleazy.
what is it? They'll say like nudity, and you'll play a corpse. They pay extra for that, right?
They
better.
I mean, you get a little bit extra, but I mean,
Especially for
it's-
shaving your head.
But
I don't
things like
mind
that,
showing
you
your
know,
tits.
if you shave your head, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're full nude, yeah.
Because I mean, think about like shaving your head. There's just so many rolls you can get at that.
It's not
point.
as much money as you think it is, though. It's not like that much. It's not like you go from I don't know what that would
couple
be.
hundred a day to.
Well,
like,
no, I mean, if
couple thousand.
you could, if it was a SAG roll,
Yeah.
you might get, you might get 500.
Yeah.
You might get 500 for that, but that's not like. I mean, but if you had 1 day SAG roll and you had a line,
Yeah.
that's $1,000.
Right.
So it's kind of
Just
like
doubles it.
Yeah.
But you're shaving your head. It's not like you can get another roll after that for a while anyway.
Well, that's.
I guess you can
know.
wear wigs.
Well, it depends. It depends on who the person is. If there's somebody that usually keeps short hair,
Right.
they'll take that role.
Right. In her case, she can play a corpse.
Yeah. Show her
With-
bush. Show her bush. Show her bush.
Uh-oh.
All you ladies out there definitely need to just start
your
having some hair down there. It's very sexy.
So
It's very sexy.
I would
Very
just
sexy.
start. Anybody who is in a basement facing a wall, I just start shooting. I don't even ask questions.
Oh.
I don't try to figure out who it is. I might as well be the LAPD.
Well, that's. I mean, you've done that. I mean, that explains all of your ex-girlfriends.
I just start shooting. Uh-oh. What's this? Because anyone in the dark basement of a morgue isn't doing anything good at this hour.
No, I
Oh,
mean,
wait a minute. Unless she's kidnapped. My bad. I would've killed
you
her.
may not be wrong.
Had her killed. Oy.
Boogie down.
We need that hat.
That's a Halloween costume. You just wear
it
that
is.
hat.
Yeah. We need that hat.
Oh god.
Oh, gross. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm glad we ate before this.
Oh.
This has got to be a
man.
nightmare.
That is.
Burn it. Burn it.
That's very Nightmare on Elm Street
God, that's
3 or
gross.
4. You know.
Yeah. Why?
Or very 3. Yes, that's like the thing that eats Arquette. You know.
Oh, yeah. Swallows her up. Oh, God, yeah. Kill it. Is he narrating this? I thought it was the girl's story.
Reggie is narrating.
Yeah. Oh, Reggie is. Really?
Yeah.
This is really awesome. Like, I like the way this looks.
Look at this
It's like
shot.
burnt
This
in-
is
yeah.
you. This is a you shot.
Yeah.
This is a Tom Crow shot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dark and
I mean,
dirty and
the
smoky,
orange, very orangey, smoky, very Tony Scott.
Tony Scott.
That's a.
They probably saw a lot of Tony Scott movies before.
This is a little Tony Scott.
Yeah, there
that
you go.
color, you know.
Yeah. It's got to be a lower angle, maybe like wide angle where the cars just zip by. I'm kind of confused about the timeline here.
Well, that's the thing. That's what makes this so phantasmy because you're in and out of.
Good point.
Because you got to remember,
like the first one.
we
Yeah.
started off 10 years before. The movie started 10 years prior.
Right.
We got how they got it out of the house. Then you skip ahead 10 years, but then
Right.
Reggie's family gets killed, and it's like, when would the funeral be? Like a week later or that week?
Yeah.
So then you have a skip in a week.
That house looks very familiar. I think that's in Highland Park because I think I saw it in a movie called The Love Witch.
I wanted to see The Love Witch. Was
Me
that
too.
Good?
I never saw it, but I saw that trailer and it's in the
It's
house.
in the house.
They shot.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. I've
Anna
seen that
Biller-
trailer. You're right.
Yeah.
I
Anna
have seen this
Biller,
house.
Anna Biller directed a film on film, shot it on film, and printed on film, and edited on film. She's nuts.
They
And,
show it at the New Bev.
Yeah, I really want
We
to
should
see
go
it.
see it.
And when it comes out.
Let's
again.
make a deal. I mean,
All
it's already done it a few times, but when it comes
when it
back,
comes back,
we'll go do
go
it.
take a look at it. Anna, we're gonna go see your movie.
Yeah. Because I tried to go see that. They played it before Once Upon a Time came out.
Yeah.
Because it was part of his thing.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday night, or maybe it was it was a Saturday at midnight.
Yeah.
And I might have texted you. I texted somebody. I was like, "Hey, oh no, I wouldn't have texted you because you wouldn't be able to go out that late. You know,
Yeah.
you'd be asleep." But I texted somebody. I was like, "Hey, you want to go?"
Yeah.
And they
She's
said
in,
no.
You know
and-
that the Love Witch is in Once Upon a Time. She's Folger. She's the one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she's the one
that's
playing
her.
the piano.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's the
We
Love
gotta
Witch.
Go see it
Yeah.
now.
Crazy,
yeah.
right? Small world.
I didn't know that was her. But that's why, because he loved the Love Witch, shot on
Yeah.
film. You know, that's where we got
It's so weird. Like all these people,
that's what it's about.
the film
making
community,
film.
exactly.
And when we make the
Yeah.
film, we got a film coming up. We're not
Yeah.
going to tell you about it yet, guys. But we got a feature in the works.
But
But we're
so
not
all
saying
these,
nothing.
All these people are just making movies on the side, like
If anybody want to show titties, you can
like-
put in the movie too.
like Kansas. She does her own film, makes film on film,
Yeah.
and you know, she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So guys, shoot on film,
Shoot on
make
film. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. That's all we can do. That's all we like doing.
That's that. Oh, oof. Two blondes. Two blondes.
You know that haircut is coming back.
That one right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Her hair, the bangs.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Tracy Lords there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this dude. Oh, we're not seeing him yet. Look at how it's
priest?
orange. Look at how weird.
Yeah, they really wanted this to be pumped up in contrast. It's a
yeah.
really, I have to say, this is a really well shot
Look
film.
at this shot. This
Yeah,
is a
it's
great
beautiful.
shot.
Smoke up the room.
Smoke up her ass.
Yeah. What is she? She's there for her sister's
No, was it their grandfather's funeral?
funeral.
Yeah. It might have been their father. I don't think it's their father's funeral though. I think it's their grandfather.
Who is that character actor? The priest.
That I can't remember his name,
That
but
guy
man,
is so good.
he's in so much stuff. But he passed away a couple years ago.
His face is just so. Ooh. See, like the way that it was lit last time was all top light white.
Right.
You know, the way this is lit is just much more like appealing. Let's say.
But it's still weird enough to keep that jarring effect.
Yeah, it's
You know.
beautiful.
It's so funny how it went orange to orange to orange, and then finally, this started off orange, and now we got a little color in.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to pass off the late afternoon look. You know,
Yeah.
that's a cool hotel motel room.
I wonder what that is. Oh, you know what? I
gotta
think
say,
this
this
burned
is-
down during the Santa
the
Clarita.
motel?
Yeah, during the Santa Clarita fires a couple of years ago. I remember hearing that. Because this motel was also used in I think Motel Hell or something
Looks like
like
Drive as well.
that. It
Maybe
may
Drive.
have even been Drive.
I know they used the pink motel.
Hey, I
in
got
Drive.
that jacket right now. I could do him for Halloween.
James LaGrosse?
I could be James LaGrosse from Phantasm II for Halloween.
You need the flock of seagull haircut though.
Oh God, I got my hair cut, so I can't do it. I'm too old to do that look.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have he's got all that beautiful, luscious hair.
So Reggie Bannister, also known in this movie as Reggie, they really didn't stretch that, did they? He this is his career here, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's got little things here and there. I think he did an episode of Miami Vice or something once, and I mean, he in the '80s he had some one-offs, I believe so. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure he was doing he wasn't making a lot of money, but I think he was doing maybe an episode or two a year of a TV show.
It's just so weird that he doesn't have that sort of he just doesn't stand out. Maybe you have to be really strange looking in order for something to stand out.
What do you mean?
Well, he doesn't.
Look at this dude or Reggie?
No, Reggie.
Reggie.
He
Oh,
just
wait,
doesn't
watch.
have that thing.
Look at this. Forgive me, Lord. Watch this shit. Look how sweaty he looks.
Oh, he's a priest.
Oh yeah.
So this guy
Whoa,
is
look.
Kenneth
Watch.
Tiger.
Kenneth Tyne. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God.
Or Tiger. Yeah, you got to make sure it ends.
God,
Good work.
that is disgusting. Look at that.
Wait, what are you talking about?
That's his
You did
wife. His wife is like,
Oh,
or you know,
the
it's like,
priest
what
did
you
that?
just fucking
Yeah.
do?
You're you did a scene in a church
Yeah, but it was,
similar to this.
similar.
Yeah.
I wonder if Benny saw
Sacrificing to
this
the-
movie.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. So
Oh.
Kenneth Tyner,
Tiger
Tiger.
or Tiger. Father. Yeah, he's Father Myers. Yeah, he's an awesome character actor.
Is he alive?
He is still alive. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's only 77.
Whoa.
Yeah, strange. I know you think he's been around for so long.
Yeah.
I think he's already dead. Yeah, in fact, he was in the Avengers in 2012.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Again, well done for shooting this. Whoever shot
It's
this. Let's
disgusting.
take a look who was the DP on
Oh.
this. I mean, what is Angus Scrimm controls the ball?
Yeah, he's kind of a. Ugh.
Oh, Darren Okada was the DP on this. He also shot Halloween H2O.
That
makes
is
sense
just
now.
a good actor. I mean, the way he just
Ooh,
just
got
gross.
yeah, he looks that goo.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, Darren Okada was the DP, which makes sense because that's why this looks so good.
Yeah.
He's definitely a working guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, but going back to what you're saying about Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie. Why didn't he gain the popularity? Did he say in this genre? Let's say, who would be okay? Like Tommy Jarvis, for instance.
Right.
We know what a Tommy Jarvis is supposed to look like, I guess.
We have an idea.
Yeah.
I think that. I mean, I don't think that Reggie is a great actor. You know what I mean? I think that he's a really good actor. He really is. He's because he understands who he is. He's funny. His reactions are fun. He's a comical actor that because of these movies, he kind of got this bravado, this machismo kind of attributed to him. So he's like a funny machismo guy, but he's, because of his unique look and everything.
Well, his unique look is that he looks so normal.
Except, but he's just, that the long hair in the back and nothing on top.
Yeah, but that's like every Midwestern dad,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's that's you don't see a lot of that in Hollywood.
Not at all.
Because he's kind of got a hippie-ish vibe to him.
So
I
you would
think
he would stand out just for
well,
looking
you
so
would
normal.
think that he would probably have had a bigger career. You know what I mean?
Right.
As
Like
far
you
as
spin it off to something else.
yeah, you would think that that just from having a wide release
Especially
like this,
yes.
in '88 that he could have
Exactly.
built,
Yeah,
and he
that's what I was
did,
wondering.
but he just didn't turn it into.
Whoa.
He didn't become like a Burt Young,
Right.
or something, or a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't become like a William H. Macy, and there's a difference because I think those guys are really more
Actors.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he's an actor, but they're more they really dove into the schooling of it and the
Right, trained
and the
properly,
trained
yeah.
and they.
He was, it seems like Reggie Bannister may have been okay with just being an actor. Or,
Well, being Reggie
horror film,
Bannister,
yeah.
I think that,
Right.
because he still can do it.
Well,
I mean,
okay.
he-
Here's the thing. Conversely, Tom Atkins. He
Yeah.
is a Tom Atkins-like character.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But Tom Atkins can play all these across-the-board sort of
Tom
tough
Atkins is
guys.
a good actor too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. He's fed a lot of strange lines, and he makes them work.
Yeah, he's very comfortable with who he is.
Yeah.
And he plays himself in a sense. Not plays himself,
But Reggie
he's-
Bannister should be a working Tom Atkins.
And this is where you come to, I don't know the answer, but if I
Yeah.
had to guess, I'd say that, some of it is just a natural knack for it, and some of it is just,
Charisma.
yeah, it's like, I think that Tom Atkins, certainly dove into serious. He is serious. Drama came easy for Tom Atkins.
Right.
Right.
Well, he's a theater actor too.
He's a theater actor.
Yeah.
Comedy comes easy for Reggie.
Right.
And I think when you have that kind of thing, it's not going to. Oh, God. That's. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's good makeup.
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's like a Tales from the Crypt moment.
Yeah.
You know.
Very much so. But
Can you imagine casting an old lady to do that?
To lay it.
That's laying a bed with that corpse head. And,
Can you imagine casting an old dude to do that?
yeah. Well, you know something? I think women really like horror films more than guys do. They really do.
I'm
I've
gonna
met
say
so
this.
many women
I
who
think
just
that-
love doing horror films
I think that
or watching them.
I think that a horror movie comes easier for an actress because it's easier for them to
Fear.
get that scared and get because they have so much they deal with anyway. I mean, people try to rape them every
Yeah,
day, in a
exactly.
sense.
Yeah,
like
that's
so. I
kind of
think
their-
for them, they can like actresses can tap into horror like the
Yeah.
easiest of all.
They love that stuff.
But
It's
I don't know
surprising.
if they, it's like I think they can have fun with it, but I don't think that they necessarily love it.
Right.
As like the guys love it for a different reason, but the girls, look, the girls,
She was the corpse.
it's kind of like the pretty girls being stalked kind of a thing of
Yeah.
horror movies. That's or the girls in trouble. It's scary movies are so scary that when you have these just innocent girls, it adds to that terror. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because it's it's not just like a bad girl that's like getting in trouble. It's like, oh no, she's helpless, and then
Yeah.
and it makes the
Do-
horror worse.
Do
Oh
you?
shit! Oh
think-
wait, look at this. Oh yeah.
So she was the corpse inside the slab in the morgue, right?
Yeah.
And he had a dream that he just drove by.
This you
So-
can tell.
okay.
Reggie's just horny. He had to get some puss.
Okay, question. Wow, they've really warmed this up.
Wait a minute. We got to hear his little explanation here. This is Reggie's
okay, let's
explanation.
hear it.
How funny he is. All right. Here we.
What was the line?
He's like, shit, Mike, you look at her. I mean, we've been out here a long time. Shit, Mike, it gets hard on the road. It gets hard on the road. Like he's just
looking for some tail.
He just wants some puss.
Right. Okay,
And they've
question.
obviously been on the road for a while because he hasn't had any of that pink stuff in a while.
Right.
So
So Reggie
and
needs
he's
to-
all horned up.
Okay, so question here. The way that this is put together, it's almost like an art film, like almost like a very surreal cinema kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I agree.
So,
It's
in that
very
sense-
dreamlike in some ways.
In that sense, it almost, because even the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff with Part 2, there's an actual storyline going on there, regardless, and it has a lot of weird shit in it. So I just wonder about that sometimes. Like I look at that movie and I was like, okay, well I think maybe this didn't get as much traction, maybe because it is a little bit too art house.
Phantasm II.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Like a
Absolutely.
super independent
I think that
feeling even.
it's a series that probably was never going. I don't know if there's any way you could have made these movies, especially the first two,
Yeah.
and make them like this, but have it be of its time, where it had a big audience. I think these are ahead of their time.
Okay.
And I think the audiences have caught up with the Phantasm movies. That's why that's why there's a big fan base to them.
Okay.
But I do
So it's
think
cult.
I agree with you, though. I think that people weren't ready for this kind of, certainly not the first one, but This movie comes out at the height of the Reagan era. You know, like we're you know, all the movies are. I mean, think about the music at the time period, and Madonna, and you got everything's very poppy. Movies are very poppy and
Right.
bright. I think it's hard to make a movie like this, and and you know, find its audience, even though it's a fantastic movie.
Right. You do bring up a good point. It may be ahead of its time because this is sort of like disjointed memories and sort of like the psychological part of it. And then when you look at the box, you're like, oh shit, I'm going to see some horror and gore.
Right. It's not
You
like
don't
that.
see that at all.
I mean, think
I'm,
about
a,
what
I'm
they,
a little disappointed for that.
Well, think about what it was fighting.
Okay.
The biggest shift in horror.
Yeah.
It was all slasher. The
Yes,
80s
correct.
were slasher.
Correct.
This is not a slasher.
It's not a
movie.
slasher movie at all.
This is a definitely psychological phantasmagoria.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's
word of the day.
it's ghosts. It's
Yeah.
it's spooky.
It's memories. It's mind fuck.
Yeah, there's you know, and there's some gruesome things. There's some gruesome elements, but it's almost like, you know, old school like 1800s horror, like Edgar Allan
Right.
Poe in
Yeah.
some ways. You know?
That is really strange.
Yeah.
Because you think it's supposed to be a slasher film, right? Like the ball is supposed to be in every frame of this movie,
Right.
And it's not that at all.
It's just you know, when they do come out, then you really have them out. But
yeah.
but
Though the reveals aren't exactly like. Maybe we've seen too many of these already that we just okay. Well, there's no coffin in there. Well, we knew there wasn't going to be a coffin in the
Right.
grave. That's just part of the trope as it is now.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, it definitely was ahead of its time. And you know, it's kind of like if you try, you know, we live in a time period right now where there's like tons of superhero movies.
Yes.
As big
correct.
as slashers were, superheroes are even bigger.
Yeah.
And imagine trying to do a different type of
Superhero
like,
movie?
Well, yeah, maybe a different type of superhero movie that was, I don't know. I mean,
So
that
maybe
would be
a little
kind
bit
of
more
hard.
challenging to think
It'd be
about.
challenging,
Yeah.
and it would be.
Well, just for the audience itself, because I thought about this as well. Like, you know, you want to give them. We had an argument about Force Awakens, which
Who did?
wasn't much of an argument. Guy at work,
Oh, okay.
which was basically, it's the same movie over and over again. Well, they just basically remade Part 4, and I go, well, it's kind of a hard line to skate in order to give the audience what they were hoping for, like the old school audience from 1978, and then or 76, and then giving the new audience something that they're, you know, that's exciting. Because all they did was he's not wrong. They remade that movie.
Right.
So in this sense, like, this is really bold to do this because it's not like action packed. It's not.
Right.
It's a slow burn, really.
Yeah.
You know, everything about it is like just leading from one place to another, and people's minds are being bent a little bit.
Yeah, it's like clues.
Yeah.
It's like detective work.
It's very,
It's
very
like
much like a detective investigation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I did not assume just looking at the box cover.
Right.
You know, I'm assuming that ball, and based on the trailers I've seen in the past, that the ball would just hit you in the head and drain out your blood in your brain. You know. But yeah, they must have seen a lot of like European cinema then.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I mean, and again, this is, you know, Coscarelli. I mean, I don't know much about him, but I know that, like, you can tell he's a fan of European cinema
Yeah.
as much as he's a fan of horror. And
Well, this is traditionally what horror should be. Yeah. Like nowadays, people make
well, listen,
horror as
Edgar Allan
slasher.
Poe is horror.
Yeah.
And that you can say that's gothic horror or whatever, but that's horror.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some horrific, because it's the same thing when you use the term sci-fi or science fiction.
Yeah.
Like, it encompasses so much, but there is, like, true science fiction is more specific. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's not necessarily you know, it's more I don't want to say it's thoughts, but it's more about science fiction. Like, true science fiction is more about technology, or how that interacts with us in the future or as we evolve. I mean, the
Right.
scary peril.
Yeah, 2001 is science fiction.
Exactly. That's more
Yeah.
science fiction.
And Star Wars is not science
Is
fiction.
not, but
it's fantasy.
It's
Actually.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Alien movies
Yeah.
are like alien movies.
That's
they're
a
not really
they call
science.
them a horror film.
Yeah,
Alien
or
was
they're,
a
or
horror
they're
film.
horror films.
Yeah.
So
The second one was an action film, though.
right,
But,
fucking badass action film, one of the best.
but that is like the clearest distinction right there is between what a surreal horror film is versus what an action movie is, because slasher films are action movies now.
Now they are.
People are getting taken out one by one.
They're not really slashers anymore.
They're
Slashers
not
are
slashers,
specific,
yeah.
And this is definitely like this is
This is a
definitely
horror film.
horror
Yeah.
because it's
Whoa.
horrific.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's gross.
See, they don't show the guy's a dong.
But look at how like he's completely frozen
Yeah. Good work, corpse.
because he's like rigor mortis.
I
and
think
shit.
about
Ugh.
he may have tapped into like the also horror directors of his time. Do you consider Cronenberg horror?
Ugh, this is disgusting.
'Cause
Cronenberg,
is-
I can't really say that Cronenberg is horror. I think he's closer to science fiction.
Okay.
And he's not quite there yet, but I think it's more it's I think Cronenberg has some surrealism,
Yeah.
definitely. He's very European.
Yeah.
He's like a David
Well,
Lynch.
he's Canadian.
He's Canadian, yeah. So he's Canadian, that's what he
But,
is.
but yeah, this is so like we're really seeing a lot.
The
We're seeing
imagery.
the inside baseball of embalming. Let's
Yeah,
say,
I know, just fucking
you know what I mean. We are seeing what this
happens
probably
to us,
actually happens after you die. Yeah,
Except we're
It's
getting
dark.
burned. We're burning ourselves
hope
up.
so. I
we're
hope so.
we're getting in our Cadillac and driving off the
Or
cliff.
your Hemikuda. Your Hemikuda.
Oh yeah, well I thought we were doing like a Thelma and Louise ending.
Oof. Oy.
Now
holding,
this
holding hands while we go off.
I don't know where
Hemikuda.
this is though. This entrance I'm not sure where that one is.
Yeah, I'm sure the fans out there would know.
Yeah.
Is there a real following to this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The Phantasm series. Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of type are they? If you don't mind me asking. If you-
the kind you wouldn't want to be alone with.
I'm always curious about that because
No,
there's
I don't.
different
I
that
joke,
there's
I'm
different
joking.
followers.
I'm joking. I mean, like
Probably the same as Evil Dead.
horror. All horror followers are like together.
Yeah, exactly. There's
But
a type,
they all
right?
have their specials, like just
Yeah.
like with superhero movies. Like some people are Spider-Man
Yes,
people,
correct.
and some people are Batman.
By the way,
and
people who like Hellraiser, they are a different breed.
they are different
They are
breed.
a different breed.
There's the Hellraiser types.
Oh, my God.
I'm a Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm a Halloween.
Me
type.
too. I
And
consider
I've had,
myself a
and listen,
Halloween
I've had Halloween has got some of the worst sequels.
Yeah.
But it's also, I mean, it's like if you're the best,
Oh.
you also are going to have the worst in your sequels.
By the way, I have to laugh about this because there is a group also that splinters off. The 4, 5, and 6 guys splinter off from the 1, 2, and 3 people. And then there's a little bit of
Yeah.
crossover. There's crossover.
No, I mean,
but
that's
for some
true.
reason, the
Well,
1, 2, and 3 people will turn their backs against the 4, 5,
Oh,
and
of
6
course,
people,
I
which
will.
I completely
I'm a
understand.
1, 2.
I completely understand.
I mean, here's the thing with 3.
completely
I
understand.
think 3 is like a
The breaking point?
3 is like every Halloween fan should love it just because. But
it's truly about Halloween.
But but yeah, you're right. Like all the franchises have subsets.
Yes.
Some of the Halloween people are only 1, 2, only Laurie Strode. So only
Yes.
1, 2, 6.
Oh, okay, I see.
Or not 6. 1, 2, 7.
H2O.
And Resurrection,
Resurrection,
which is
oh.
piss poor, and then. But like the Friday the 13th, you have those people.
Yeah.
They are probably the snobbiest because the Friday the 13th people have the best track record for sequels. Like
Okay.
most of the sequels are really solid.
Nightmare.
They don't experiment much, but
Yeah.
they're solid. Nightmare.
Yeah.
Those people are the intellectuals.
Yes, correct. I was about to say that because
Yeah.
the people who actually made them were incredibly
Yeah, yeah.
successful people.
The Nightmare and Elm Street
Darabont,
people are
Rennie Harlan, Rachel Taylor, all those guys were like Chuck Russell,
Yeah.
Jack Shoulder. They're all like super intellectual types anyway.
Yeah.
Well, not intellectual types, but they're
And they
very
probably,
well.
you know, I mean, Halloween to me is what I love about it is it's the most brilliant of all of them. Like because the original film is probably it is the granddaddy of them. You know, I mean, I mean, even though Black Christmas was before that, but as
Yeah,
far
they
as
consider
like
that the first slasher.
that's
yeah,
that's
Black
like the
Christmas.
prototype or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like Halloween is. Oh God, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Well, I could go on about Halloween. I don't do that. The Phantasm people, though, they you know,
Yeah, I never.
they are a cheese breed. They
Are they?
definitely like that cheese. But that's why, because it is a funnier movie. There's cheesiness there. It's
But they're not as like rabid. They're not as rabid fans as these other.
the
like,
Puppet Master ones are great.
Yeah.
The Puppet Master sect are perhaps the best fans.
They're scum.
No, they're not.
They're
They
filthy
are
scum.
they are good people.
They're like trauma fans.
No,
Average human beings.
No, they
I'm
are not.
kidding.
They're lovely human
I'm kidding.
beings. And but the Child's Play people,
Yeah.
they make me sick.
Why?
I don't know. Because
You know they're gothy.
they allowed him to get married. They were okay
Yeah.
with that.
They're
Him-
gothy. They're gothy.
They're a little gothy, yeah. Candyman people.
That movie loses a lot of. Oh, Candyman. Oh, good point.
Candy-
Candyman. I just recently.
They're all rapists.
They're rapists. They're super rapists. They're weird. Who likes Candyman?
Well, Candyman is harsh. It's cold. It's Chicago. It's
God.
like, "Ugh," you know. But he's not.
Or-
He's not entirely a bad dude in it. That's the
No,
thing.
but it's confusing. And that again, that's Clive Barker. So we're talking about the same
But
people
we
who
know
probably
who
like
the
Hellraiser.
worst fans are.
Oh God, who's that?
The Living Dead fans.
Oh God.
Oh, they make us
All the
sick. They make us
All the
sick.
zombie people. The zombie fans. Are
Oh,
talking
the
about.
zombie ones. Now listen, the Return of the Living Dead fans, that's good
Losers.
because
No,
they're
losers.
the good ones. That's a
I'm
fun
kidding.
one. That's funny. But the other ones, they make me sick.
Well, this is a classic shot.
Oh,
right
this
here.
is the shot.
Yep. This is the classic one. Wow. Good work. It goes into
Whoa!
it goes into predator vision.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, look at that. Yep, I remember this.
Oh fuck!
Come on, do something, lady. Yep. I would say this was probably the best lit one out of them all. It just looks.
That is
great.
just
Yeah.
disgusting.
Uh-huh.
Ugh. But you know who?
What
you
a
know
good
who?
gimmick.
The Texas Chainsaw. They are brethren of the Halloween fans because the Texas
Yeah,
Chainsaw
they
fans.
are.
Because
Dirty.
I'm part of the Texas
Yeah,
Chainsaw
the
fan too.
Southern.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's gritty, dirty,
rednecks.
but I'm part of them because
Chicken fried.
I love. Listen, 1 and 2, I love. Oh yeah, that's intense.
You can see the rope
Yeah.
that's holding her up.
Part 3 of Texas Chainsaw is solid. It's solid. It's just it's not as charismatic as the first 2.
Yeah.
But it's solid. And then the one with Matthew McConaughey, how can you not
Oh, my
love
God.
No Fucking Biggie?
That movie's
Now the sequels
so
all
out of
suck.
control.
The sequels all suck.
They're
I mean not
terrible.
the sequel, but you know everything after 4
They're
or
terrible.
after the McConaughey is terrible. Like
Yeah.
or the remakes, not the sequels. The remakes
The
is
remakes.
what I mean.
Yeah. Anyone that was done by Platinum Dunes. Sorry, Michael Bay. They're really bad. Though they tried.
Yeah.
They tried. They tried to incorporate a lot of the lore that the fans like.
Right.
These little guys can't catch a break.
She's beautiful though.
She
isn't
is, yeah. It's very strange because she just saw some guy die and bleed out by the ball and get dragged by her hair, and she still looks great.
Yeah, she still looks
Her
great.
perp plus
She's
hair.
not flustered. You know, she's
Yeah.
keeping it cool.
Yeah, she got the she's incredibly clean still. All things considered.
Oh, he's gonna fuck
Yeah.
her right there. Oh, it's James.
In the grave.
Jimmy Gross. Jimmy Gross.
Okay.
So doesn't "la" in French mean the? So it's
Yeah.
like James the Gross.
The gross. The beef.
James the
So,
Gross, dude.
This is typical 80s where, I mean, we're kind of revisiting, what is it, the Scooby-Doo like kind of thing, you know?
It's
where
definitely got.
these guys just, oh, can you imagine if they didn't realize where that hole was and just drove right into it?
Right into their heads.
Yep. Get out of the hole. It's a lot of bodies to bury there. That's a lot of work to dig holes there.
It is.
So you consider this the
That's how-
best
see,
one?
Look at that. Like that's how you start a fire.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. So there's, if you have to say it's funny, is this how? So you consider this the best one out of the series?
Yep.
Interesting.
And you're about to see some sleaze too.
Oh,
Reggie
no.
Reggie gets sleazy.
Good. Whoa.
Reg needs some. You can tell in his face he needs to get them nuts off.
Yeah. They picked two very incredibly attractive women. Though.
Yeah, they did.
Good work,
Yeah, they
guys.
did.
Excellent work. I think Alchemy her name is Samantha Phillips.
See, that's what he says. Guys, my brother got my whole family. I mean, he's very just hippie, like, yeah, man, yeah. But he's interesting. He's fun to watch. He's entertaining. That's the key.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're entertaining.
Reggie Bannister. So this was his claim to fame the whole time.
Yeah.
It's always been Phantasm. He's been in Phantasm 3, Phantasm 4. Yeah.
What else does it say?
He's pretty old now. Interesting.
Oh, Jesus, look at that.
Please.
He's got to get him some.
Phantasm Ravager.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you see, what
Wait a minute.
guy, he represents all of us.
So-
What guy would turn that down?
Yeah.
You don't turn
So,
it down. You just got to go have some.
The thing is, he's
You just got to go have some.
she was that corpse in the morgue though.
Yeah. We saw her hair.
Look at this.
See, look at this. No,
Yeah.
you don't just
This
hang
is
out.
brother and sister right here.
You know, brother and sister. Brother and sister fuck. That's what they're supposed to do.
Oh god.
Bro and sissy need to fuck.
That's exactly what they shouldn't do. Except if you're
Well,
down south.
in this moment they
Yeah.
need to. Oh,
You know,
God.
the next time I go, I'd actually like to go to a horror convention and see who goes and stops off at the Phantasm booths.
When they do those reunions, yeah.
I'd really like to see who would.
Well, 2009, this would have been the 40th anniversary of
yeah.
Phantasm, right?
Yeah. Well, 1979 was the original, so 40 years since the last one.
So
they
why
should go tour, yeah.
they
It's
should have
probably-
had like a reunion
Yeah.
then.
Now, Phantasm.
Oh, it's sweet.
Yeah, they
Oh,
make
look at
love.
that.
These guys fuck.
Oh God, look at how.
Look at that.
That's
Grandpa.
why we.
That's like a
That's
girl
why
fucking her
we like
grandpa.
Reggie, because Reggie is who we all want to be. We want to be the one
Bald
banging these chicks.
And getting young, strange.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at them titties.
He's bald, but he's still getting some.
Oh man. That's exactly how we are. That's how we feel when we're with girls. We
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
well, what is this? This is
What
just
is
fun to
going
have
on here?
against me.
Oh,
She
God.
doesn't even have her panties off, but she's.
You know what?
riding.
I like these directors who realize how awkward and uncomfortable sex scenes are, so they try to make it as funny as possible.
And that's what this is. This
Yeah.
is like the silliest shit.
It's silly, yeah.
It's like
I mean, he doesn't even have his pants off. She's just dry humping him. Yeah. She's just dry humping him. Oh, she's just fucking around.
she's laughing. She's
Yeah.
having fun.
Yeah.
She'd be fun to get in the sack with.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, she's just gonna be
She's a lot of
laughing. We're
fun.
gonna be having a good time.
Yeah. She laughed at your cock.
Yeah, laughing at my cock, and I'm just licking on her titty. You know
That's
what I'm
great.
saying?
He's got the chainsaw out.
She gets on me and just kind of rides around, laughs and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do remember seeing this because a buddy of mine used to put together all the violent gore scenes in all the horror films. You know, he used to crash edit those on VHS. And I remember doing the guy who got his ear shaved off, and I remember that scene. I just never saw the entire movie. For some reason, back in I don't know why this movie just didn't interest me. The tall man didn't seem all that scary.
I think it's scary as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's because it's just so weird and different.
Yeah.
And and I remember being a kid thinking, wow, because that was some heavy ass. We got some good titties there,
Yeah.
and there was some sexual tension.
I guess I'm at this point I'm in 13, 14 in high school, and it just didn't. I don't know.
Why is there blood against the wall?
Something came in and killed something. You would think by now they would have remade this with a really, not this one, but the first one, with a really heavy budget.
Well, I bet you. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that Coscarelli is like, this
He
is
has the
his
rights to it?
baby.
Yeah.
He's not going to let anything happen to it.
Yeah.
Because I think Universal still owns this,
Yeah.
just this one, but they can't make a remake of Phantasm
one.
2 because the first one is the only. I mean, you had to remake the first one, and they can't because he owns it.
Right. They kind of got around with Evil Dead that way, didn't they? When they
just
had to
remade
reshot it.
Yeah, that's just really what they did, and then they added more.
Wow. Can you imagine spending a year shooting a movie and then the next time you get to make your movie, you get a massive budget, you get a studio, backlots,
And then you don't get any more after
and
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's.
I guess he screwed that one up.
I mean, well, the thing is all of the horror directors. That's where they ended up.
Yeah.
I mean, Wes Craven was the only one that got to keep making big budgets or good sized budgets because Carpenter lost his card in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he did.
Coscarelli is starting to get a little bit more. He's coming back a little bit.
Well, he lasted. I mean, he sort of outlasted them, So. I gotta say, the acting in this is pretty bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And then, okay, so 80, 88, he barely even tapped into the 90s
Yeah, I'm
style
cracking open
yet.
another beer, guys.
There you go. Cold one. Step into the breeze. Yeah, it was weird. 88. Man, what a year.
I mean,
Listen,
Reagan,
what the biggest... Okay, well, what was the biggest movie that year?
88?
1988. What do you think it was?
Big.
I say Die Hard.
I'll say Big is
Big?
one of the top 3 movies. Tom Hanks, Big.
Okay.
Die Hard was definitely up there too.
So in 1988... Oh, interesting.
What?
Coming to America.
Oh yeah, Coming to America was huge.
Who Framed Roger
I
Rabbit.
forgot that was 88. Yeah.
So the biggest one... Interesting.
Whoa.
Nice.
No,
That's what
not
we're
the
talking
car,
about,
not
a
the
budget.
CUDA.
Oh.
Shit.
I like how Hearst outtakes it. So you're talking about domestic gross, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. This is how far we've gone since Marvel took
Yeah.
over. Sorry, Marvel. I don't like comic book movies or superhero movies. Okay. The number one movie domestic gross in 1988 was Rain Man.
Oh, okay.
Number 2 was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
All right.
Number 3 was Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Number 4 was Big.
Big.
Good call. Number 5 was Twins.
Yeah.
By the way, that movie does not hold up.
Mm-mm.
Crocodile Dundee 2, a sequel. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, and number 7 was Die Hard.
Yeah.
Naked Gun
Yeah.
was 8. Cocktail was 9. So Tom Cruise had 2 movies in 1988 in the top 10.
Yeah.
And number 10 was Beetlejuice.
That's a great top 10.
So now Phantasm 2 is a sequel. And are we still at a time in this... Oh, wow. Are we still in a time this year where sequel still wasn't seen as a good thing? Like a profitable thing? It was just saying, okay, let's just do something straight to video. You know, I don't care. Just put it straight to video. In 1988.
No.
It's already been a thing where they go, we can make money off of this.
No, I don't think it's a straight to video yet. I don't think they've gotten there yet. What I will say though is, if you notice, there's a lot of like sarcasm by Reggie and even Mike in this.
Yeah.
And it's
Like one-liners?
Yeah, I'll tell you another thing is they're inspired by Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Cop Buddy. Oh, look at that
buddy,
shot.
buddy cop
That's a great
movie.
shot.
His Lethal Weapon is 87.
Yeah, buddy cop. You know, and there's definitely
Banter.
Yeah. And they got that in this. They got smart ass, you know, wise ass, you know, remarks and.
Oh, okay. So now we're catching up to what we saw earlier, because she had that thing over her mouth, or that one girl had that thing over her mouth, and then that, you know, the disembodied spine serpent thing that came out of her back.
So again, it's playing on that term phantasmagoria, which is
partial dream.
Partial. What's real between dream and reality, and you can't tell. And
do you like those types of movies?
Not generally.
I'm so
speaking.
exhausted after them.
Well, I mean, this is exhausting. But this has a little more action that makes it a little bit more palatable. But Phantasm is tough. The Fog, John Carpenter's The Fog has a little of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just quiet, you know. Salem's Lot has that. The TV version, the Tobe Hooper version.
David Soul. Maybe that's why all the older horror directors are just sick of the slasher films of today, because they don't take the time to actually find out what really is mentally fucking your brain, and you know.
Well, yeah, you know what?
They just go for the gore.
I think that's right on the money. I think that that horror movie directors that we love are no different than us when we talk about movies, and today's people who make movies or other filmmakers, like, you know, they don't, they took time to, you know, like make their movie and to write their movie, and that was part of the artistic process. And nowadays, there's far too many people that are filmmakers that are making films that are not putting in enough time. Well, they're just writing a script and maybe only doing one draft of it and trying to you know.
I'm not sure they understand what fear really is, you know, like or horror, you know.
I don't think so either.
Like horror,
and
horrific.
I'll tell you,
oh, go ahead.
Well, I'll just add with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that filmmakers, you know, what made a lot of the 70s horror filmmakers and 80s horror filmmakers so good is that they grew up in a time that was still, you know, just after the war, and other wars were going on, and even in the Vietnam War was going on, and like there was a harsher life. And it wasn't even that bad, but it was a harsher life than we experience now. So horror came a little bit easier for them because they had real horror. We don't have as much, you know. It's like we have STDs,
school shootings,
but we're removed. We're not in school. You know what I mean? Like but our horror is not as, you know, even the Iraq War was not. I mean, it was horrific.
Well,
but
it was distanced from us.
It was so distant.
We were so like hands off, and
we
thought it was
we didn't
sort
have
of whatever.
like, remember Vietnam? You had people in Vietnam,
exactly.
and they're, you know, we didn't really have that with the Iraq War. We didn't have people on the battlefields and
we're seeing that
and seeing those images all the time. They kept that away from us. But at this time, or in the 70s, they were seeing this time all the time.
It feels like a lot of the filmmakers today who are trying to make this level of horror. Mr. Sam Raimi. Yeah. Hey, nice little Easter egg there. It seems like the people who are trying to make horror films today sort of assume what they think is scary based on things they've seen in the past. So it's what they call derivative cinema. You know, they just start to see movies that they were scared of, and they try to copy the same
They
thing.
try to copy that, yeah.
Rather than live a scary existence or think about it.
And I'll even say this. I'd like to add this, that just everybody's way of life now is like your
More
regular
comfortable.
day-to-day life is so much more comfortable than it was then.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, say, in the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
when these guys were kind of coming of age, it wasn't like it was a horrible day-to-day life.
Well,
but
everything
they
freaked
had
them out.
They didn't have information easily.
Yes,
They
correct.
didn't have the internet and
Well,
the cell phones.
Yeah. Like Cronenberg was all about diseases.
Yeah.
And so if we have the internet, we can search that real quick and find out we shouldn't be afraid. Versus back then, all they were fearful of was the unknown,
I'd even say that our troubles nowadays,
Yeah.
and fuck me for saying this, but I'd say our troubles, generally speaking, nowadays, are nowhere near as I think we're a more shallow
Oh, God, yeah.
society.
Oh, God,
and I'm not saying
We don't have
that like,
true-
look, I've got that in me as well. I think that there are troubles out there, but sometimes we make too much of the troubles out there right now, that
Yeah.
they're not as significant.
We build
as,
them out. All the reasoning being is because we don't have that sort of fear, so we make our
Again,
own fear.
we don't have a draft anymore. We're not
don't,
getting.
no.
They were getting drafted
Yeah.
into Vietnam. We didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
We didn't have to. Like fuck us. We're filmmakers and actors and
Yeah.
right. We're getting to do this. It's like it was a big deal
Dude,
then to be able
being even in America is a privilege beyond
Yeah.
anything you can possibly imagine. And
Beyond
a lot of people
anything.
and a lot of people who don't have that, it's like it's a running joke where they go, "Oh, that's a white people problem or first world problem," right?
Right.
First world problem. Let's
Yeah.
go with first world problem is basically we don't have any problems, so we make up problems. So in this, yeah, nice shoes too. So in this, we,
Just-
the kids today don't have horror in their heart, so they make up horror, and
right.
it's not scary.
I mean, here's the thing. Bullying is an easy way to kind of jump into this.
Good call.
I mean, look, I don't like bullying. I was bullied like a motherfucker. I mean, it was brutal. And I don't believe in it. I don't like it. But at the same time,
Right in the balls.
when you have people not able to handle bullying, and so they go and kill people, say
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
and there's a whole thing wrapped up in that. I mean, it's not just one thing, but that tells you how. Oh no, that's gruesome. That tells you how we're a little bit too self-centered, and we're almost taught to care too much about the little things, and
Right.
a lot of that has to do with being able to have information all the time.
Right.
When you didn't have it all the time and you had to live your life,
Yeah.
it's
liberating.
It's liberating. And think about if it was heavy, if life was heavy, no, that was serious.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, so in this instance, if we're relating it to Phantasm, Phantasm to me, in terms of the way that it's put together, it understands that the fear is death and the afterlife.
Yeah.
I would say, because everything's taking place in the funeral, in a morgue. The other thing is that being young being young isn't a bulletproof vest.
right.
You know what I mean? You can die young. And obviously, all the slasher films also tell you the same thing. But in this case, having old faces around you and dealing with, whoa, he dodged the...
Well, look, I mean, I don't know if you were going to this, but I think it's worth mentioning. I mean, your main antagonist in this movie is the tall man, an old as shit
Yep.
villain, like who is very creepy and stuff. But I don't see that. They don't have old people as villains anymore in horror movies, or as the bad guy or whatever. It's a lot of youth. Everything is so youthful now,
Yeah.
and
Well, the one thing, the lot of that's a very Evil Dead moment.
yeah.
Because he does chop off his hands in Evil Dead as well, or his hand in Evil Dead. One of the
God.
things of he didn't really. I mean,
He did it.
he was okay. He was okay with it.
But he ran
was
away.
like-
The way they shot that was
do it.
nice because you can't really see it, but you just seem to.
Yeah.
Oh.
But part of the society we live in now, a lot of it is us against them kind of horror films, All right. Nice. Right under the armpit.
Do it, man. Do it.
Nice.
Come on, you mother. I mean, that's some funny ass shit.
That's funny.
And that's funny
Yeah.
too.
He's got a smaller chainsaw than the other guy.
You know what's
Good
funny
stuff.
is in that new horror movie Mandy that came out last year with Nicolas Cage, they got a
Yeah.
scene that is just
Similar?
like that.
Yeah.
And but you can tell they
took it from this.
Took it from this.
Yeah.
That's an homage.
Again, I consider that kind of derivative.
But it's fun if you do it in different. They did it somewhat
They did it
differently
right?
in it. Yeah.
All right. Of all the things to be fearful from, she's freaked out by a mouse. So now there's 2 balls in this.
Thank God.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta have 2 balls.
Oh, shit. This is a Predator moment right here.
If you don't have 2 balls, then you're like a mongoloid. Gotta have 2 of them to
Nice
go
callback.
with your tree trunk.
Oh, shit.
Gotta have 2 balls with your tree trunk.
Yeah, this is a Predator. Whoops.
Ugh.
Nice.
This
That is Evil Dead.
This is Evil Dead.
Yeah.
But that's strictly for them.
Yeah.
That's obviously like a homage.
Yeah. Kind of a wink to the Sam Raimi brothers or the Raimi brothers. So, like a little tourniquet he has. What is the ball controlled by?
It's what they try to explain is that it's controlled by the spirit or something of some of these dead people.
Okay.
Or the brain matter that is now controlled by the tall man.
I remember this. We put this in the video too.
This is brutal.
Yeah. So, but the ball.
Ugh.
So does the ball?
Look at this reverse shot. That's a good reverse
Yeah,
shot.
that was good. Yeah.
This dude
That's
is just
so
having
crazy.
a ball, you know.
Yeah.
This dude is having a ball
Yeah.
right now. He's
getting. That's incredible.
I mean, he's having a good time. I mean, filming this moment
Yeah. Got eviscerated.
is so nasty.
I like how they're not even running. Get the fuck out of there, you idiots. No, that's not the right direction here. Oh, God.
Good God. Ugh.
Just
Disgust.
pureed.
Just stick your hand
what do
in
you think?
it.
Puree?
Ugh.
Oof. Oh, I remember this. This was in our video, too. Yeah.
That's so gross.
Oh, God. She's not even bothered by it. She's like, whatever. Let's go.
I remember the Fangoria magazine in that shot being in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I can't believe I saw this back in '88 and didn't even realize that was James LaGrosse. Like, at that point, I had seen Drugstore Cowboy. No, because Drugstore Cowboy's 1990.
Yeah.
Aha. Wow.
I will say this. This is a little fact about this movie. To get back to the movie.
Yes, please.
This was something this was one of my go-to movies from the video store. Look at that comedy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just comedy gold.
So every time you saw it at the video store, you would want to rent it?
If I could find it at the video store, this is one of my go-tos. If I couldn't find anything else
Right.
that I was interested in, I would do this.
I got to say the poster it was really cool. I remember seeing the poster itself. I just never bothered to actually see it. You know what, though? I was a little bit freaked out when I did see the box cover.
Yeah.
in the back of it. I was like, I don't know if I could.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck.
Looks like we're gonna have another ball.
Have a ball.
Wow.
We
They
gotta
really
go.
cut that strange. That edit point was weird. Anyway, go ahead.
When they reopen the oh, here we go. This is it, baby. This is one of my favorites.
Oh God. So are the little Munchkin guys controlled by the tall guy?
Oh yeah, he's like,
Oh,
oh yeah.
cream cheese.
I mean, that is just fucking A. You only need
never
one.
did-
You only need one shot.
Take the gun with you. It works. It's brilliant.
We gotta go when they open the videos.
Oh, videos, yeah.
When
Yeah.
that it's gonna be in Eagle Rock.
Eagle Rock, yeah.
And you know it's gonna be next to the theater, the Eagle Theater, and they're reopening the Eagle Theater, the movie theater,
shit.
to next to it. So it's all Vidiot's
gonna-
co-owned.
yeah.
Vidiot's co-owned by Alamo Drafthouse.
Okay.
And they're gonna do screenings there of weird, obscure movies, and they're gonna have the video store open.
Okay.
That is a dream.
That's great, yeah. I saw a friend had posted the Vidiot's was being reopened.
Isn't it all VHS?
Yeah. It used to be in
In Santa Monica.
Santa Monica, yeah.
I'm just so glad it's reopening. But that's a
Eagle Rock.
dream. That's what we need to do one day. When we get some money from these movies that we make, we got to open a video store.
We can kind of open a video store now. It's just, you know,
Hey.
we got to hire that teen who knows everything about movies.
Yeah.
And he eventually
That's
becomes
us.
a film director.
We're going to be working it.
He almost looks like a poor man's Craig T. Nelson, yeah?
Yeah, he is. And that's a poor man's Brad Pitt.
Yeah. You know, horror films in the 80s were a good start for these people, weren't
Yeah.
they? Because
Look, I mean, DiCaprio was
Jennifer
in
Aniston.
Critters 3. DiCaprio was
Yes.
Critters 3.
Jennifer Aniston was in
Leprechaun.
Yeah. That movie's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
That series, I mean, look, that series
my
is almost
God.
just too comical. I mean,
How?
yeah,
Who?
when?
I gotta
why?
see. I gotta see.
Um,
I gotta know who would go to those.
Johnny Depp, Nightmare.
Yes.
Um,
Kevin Bacon,
yeah,
Friday 13.
Kevin Bacon,
Yeah.
Friday 13.
So these are a pretty good launching point.
Oh shit, Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's,
The OG. In a way, like Jana Lee too. Her mom.
well,
Psycho.
she was already.
Did she already have a
was
career? Oh,
already
yeah,
set-
because
that
she was a
the-
star,
That was
right.
the trick. Yeah.
That's right. You know, a lot of maybe it's because of where we live or where we're at right now in LA. There are a lot of gothy girls who love these horror films. You know, they just love them.
I know. I wish I could meet one so
Every
she could
time.
just steal my heart.
Every time you go, yeah, literally.
I mean, because that's, you know, like if they only knew that this clean-cut guy that you see,
You're
they
not
think I'm
clean-cut.
just square. But I love these horror movies, but they'll never love me.
They'll love you.
But if they do,
They
just
love
come find
you.
me,
You don't like the normal ones.
huh?
You don't like the normal girls.
Yeah,
You
the
want them
normal girls are
sleazy,
boring.
dirty.
They're boring.
Oh goodness. It's almost like he saw one too many movies, or he was watching movies all the time while he was making this, because there's a lot of references. Like, you know, this feels like a 2001.
Yeah, I was going to say
you
like a
know,
Kubrick.
style, and we had the Sam Raimi style. It just feels like he's like a lot of it's influenced by other movies.
It is. I mean, I think the best art is influenced. You know.
Sure. You know, this has a Cronenberg feel because of all the, you know, and, you know, the Little Dwarf people. That's like Don't Look Now, this Nicholas Roeg film.
Okay.
It's Donald Sutherland movie, Julie Christie.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where they fuck.
So they, yeah.
Man, that's perfect. That's funny. He just slaps him with that like.
Yeah. They're going to pick him up. Is like, I don't need this one. I don't need this guy.
Just a.
I just need the girl.
Oh.
He's got to be like one of the nicest guys. That's the other thing about horror film people too, though. Film people are the coolest, nicest people in the world. You've seen them. I know we joke around. They're like, supposed to be, self-depraved or depraved. You typically are very incredibly well-adjusted people. Yeah. Except this guy.
Oh God, this guy's filthy. He's filth. This guy's filth.
So she's been tied down, what, 3 times now? 4 times?
Yeah, she's S&M, baby.
Oh, Don.
Baby.
You really
Ugh, look at this fucking thing.
solarized that look.
This is what's funny
Yeah,
about this.
And we've already seen how this works, so this will be cool. He...
Oh God!
Really,
Look,
kiss him.
I mean,
Kiss
this
him.
is they're both just bald as hell.
Kiss him. Lick his ear. The hell?
That is so disgusting.
What's the smoke all about? So we've seen this work before. So the tall man is what? He's a undertaker. Is that what it is? Oh. That's bad.
Ugh. It's so disgusting.
OJ.
Ugh.
Goo. Wow.
Fuck me.
Whoa. Yuck. I mean, this is a fever dream. Let's be honest. That's a fever dream.
Ugh. It's
Gooey.
also so disgusting.
So gooey. See, that's great. The friends get together and they all had a...
And look how much fun he's having in this scene.
That's great. So gooey.
It's so gross. I mean, this is horror. This is just disgusting.
Oh, God.
That's a great shot, though.
That's
it's
really
heat.
cool. Oh, his eyes just blow up. Good work.
I mean, that's disgusting. Look at his hands all over. He just...
Yeah.
You think he was boning her in this movie?
Yeah.
Think he was just boning that? They
It's
were
weird. It's like,
boning.
it doesn't... it's not gory at all, except for the one scene of the guy getting the ball through him.
Well, that was gory.
Kind of, but it's all like yellow.
I don't know. It's still. This has got disgusting. It's not a lot of though. I will say that it's not like Friday the 13th where you have a death every few minutes. Say or not the original, but it's definitely they save it up towards the end.
Hey, dig that, man! Like all of them survive. It's almost like she just showed up to the movie again. She's
They
like,
both
hey.
and both the chicks are rocking the bangs.
Yeah, good work, guys.
Bangs are nice.
What is she laughing about? She must be like supposedly like a SNL or SNL, S&M kind of person.
Oh yeah.
She likes
She likes fucking whipping.
get nasty. All right. So their goal was to kill the tall man.
Check out that fucking coffin. What'd you say?
So their purpose was to kill the tall man.
Yeah, they think that killing the tall man means that, we're all set.
Yeah.
That they've defeated the evil.
Right.
Oh, God.
Shouldn't the driver see that?
I think the other thing that makes this movie so weird is it's just all about death. You don't, the whole, he's like, yeah. Hey, babe.
Uh-oh. They didn't all survive.
Yeah.
So, question.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean? When he comes back in the third one.
Yeah, they don't kill him. They just like, he's like, ugh.
No. Well, technically, he doesn't die.
They knew they weren't going to kill him.
That was in the trailer. Yeah. That was in the trailer. I remember that in the trailer.
Yep. So it's
All
just
right.
the whole movie, the whole series. They just deal with death. It's just all about death, and it's set in the cemeteries and in the in the graveyards, and it's the death, and it's just that's what makes it really heavy for me. It's just like it puts that into your heart for the day.
It bring you know what I like the feeling of it.
Yeah.
But in terms of a movie, yeah, I can see where people were like,
It's just
this series isn't all that great.
The series is tough for people, and
Yeah.
and that's because it
It's
is
not-
like to me. I think it's because one, it's really heavy because it is about death. It's all it's all centered around that, and everything is unsettling. Like
What-
there's nothing, but there's no. But I do think that the reason people like it is because of the humor. That's what makes it something that you want to kind of revisit every once in a while.
Right.
And it's good for Halloween season.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to want to watch this movie any other time of the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is, middle of October. We're trying to watch horror movies and see good. And
Yeah.
I think that's okay. But if it's like 4th of July, I mean, I could watch Halloween anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't watch this any time of the year.
Yeah. Something about this film just doesn't. It feels like it's incomplete. Something about it doesn't feel finished.
Well, it's obviously set up for a sequel.
Yeah.
So it's weird though because
Wow, Shane Hurlbut is one of the grips on it.
oh wow,
Shane is a DP on. Now he's a cinematographer. He did Terminator Salvation.
oh wow, okay, look at that.
Yeah. He's wow.
I love to see that too.
I know,
when
me
you see
too.
These people
When you see
like
them,
still
yeah.
kind of
Become a yeah. So it's it just leaves you kind of flat. I don't know what else to say.
Hey, even
Hey,
the
Greg
background.
Nicotero.
Did you see that though?
Hey,
oh, Greg
Kurtzman and-
Nicotero.
yeah.
Yeah, Kurtzman and Nicotero.
That
But
makes
did you
sense.
see? They credited background actors. It
Wow.
said background actors, and
Hey,
and there was like 12 of them or something that they.
That's funny.
So
Hey, Alan Howarth. He did the music to Halloween.
oh, look at that.
To Halloween 3 through
He did.
7?
He did. Look at that.
Yeah. Alan Howarth. Yeah, this is cool.
But it is funny that, I mean, you never see that. Background actors, being credited.
Yeah.
But and I guarantee you it's because
Opar.
even during this time, it's not like they ever credited background actors, but I think that just shows you, like, Coscarelli he probably kept using the same ones to kind of, for a lot of this shoot
But there
that he
wasn't
needed.
there wasn't that many background people.
Well, I think some of it is like the people in masks.
Yeah, oh
and
yeah, yeah. Like the little guys.
and some of the town, like just you had a couple earlier on, like in the
right.
cemetery and
Right.
stuff. So it was probably something like that.
Yeah.
The Wrath of the Tall Man. You see the ending? He said, "Do this or you get the Wrath of the Tall Man." Well, Phantasm
yeah.
2.
You're right about Coscarelli's sense of humor. He's trying to plug that in as much as he can, even with the credits, apparently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, so like the feeling of the first one or the second one, does it feel like the first one? Does it feel like a continuation, or does it feel like somebody completely
Yeah, I
different
mean,
did it?
look, it's a continuation, but
Yeah.
absolutely, it's just that it's of all of them, it's the slick one, it's the sleek one.
Yeah.
It's got money.
Okay.
It's clean, it works.
Yeah.
But then when you go back down to because it didn't make any money, when you go back down to the low budget version of it, it's sort of like.
Yeah, because you saw this one before you saw the first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the first one was absolute low budget, but that's the charm of it as well.
Right.
To go back to it is hard. It's like if they did Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
and they made it on a $1 million budget though.
Yeah.
People wouldn't buy. It'd be tough to sell that because people are so used to it as it's grown in the years.
Right.
It's
yeah,
hard to go back to low
yeah.
budget with a.
Yeah, it's so weird because maybe the high budget sort of ruined this. This episode.
You could. I mean, so not for Friday the 13th, which is I think probably, like I said, the strongest series.
Yeah.
You know, they progressively get more money.
Yeah.
And up to Jason X. And Jason X obviously had the biggest budget. Because Jason Takes Manhattan, there was budget. There was definitely a budget for that. That was a big time, release.
Yeah.
Jason X, then after that it was Jason Goes to Hell. So the budget dropped on Jason Goes to Hell. And people don't like Jason Goes to Hell.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And then with Jason X, they kind of went back up, but
though with the Friday the 13th series, at a certain point, you're gonna be sort of trying to destroy your own history. The one thing about, or trying to explain your history, which was the biggest problem with the Rob Zombie Halloweens.
yeah.
In the Jason series, the Jason Goes to Hell kind of touched on the spirituality of his soul, which is evil exists no matter what. That explained 1 through, or 2 through 6 or whatever, because before everyone was asking like, well, how the fuck is he alive all this time? He gets shot, he gets cut up, he gets all this stuff, and then they go, oh, well, evil is a spiritual thing that goes through people. That's what.
Oh yeah.
Jason Goes to Hell is all about him going into other people. In fact, Jason's not even in the movie up until the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I mean,
Here, look,
yeah, it's cool.
I think this is what you were kind of getting at. I mean, actually, when it comes to budgets.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like the Friday the 13th series did it the best in a sense until it played out because it was a little gradual. Yeah. Each movie is a little bit more. Nightmare on Elm Street though is a series that honestly probably didn't need more money because when you get so slick with it and you're able to do all these fantastical things with the budget and you have a movie that has to have that.
Yep.
It becomes more fantasy. Whereas with like the first one, when it was practical effects, they used really a lot of, and I mean they all used practical effects. So I shouldn't, but it's just when you had to do a lower budget for that, it made you work harder for it.
I think that's what the horror fans love too. I know we talked earlier.
But,
we were saying earlier that this requires a higher budget. In a way, kind of not.
Well, here's what I'll say. This is a series that got it wrong where it started off small and then the very next one, which is 10 years later, they jumped to a way bigger budget.
Yeah.
It should have been a gradual progression, but they didn't do that. Halloween absolutely had a gradual projection. Like the first one and the second one is a little bit...
One location.
What?
One location on the second one.
But it was...
That was actually a smaller movie than the first one.
But it was a little bit bigger of a budget because they did have... It was a little sleeker. I mean, they were able to use that hospital really nice.
Well, they blew it up.
Yeah, they blew it up. And then the third one we know...
Yeah.
But the third one...
Stonehenge.
The third one had a nice little budget to it.
That was big.
That's a nice budget. Then that one...
Then fourth
they kind of go down, and they started going back up. It was kind of a weird...
It kind of got taken over by New Line, though.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of fans online talk about the break.
Halloween is a series that doesn't need money.
It doesn't need money.
It needs low budget because that really captures the scary.
But I think a lot of horror fans, too, like that they get clever with how they do these effects, right?
That to me is a key.
It's great, yeah.
Not all horror films are like that. Some are like, look, some of them are
pretty low budget.
Well, no, some of them love, I mean, like some of them, they don't care if it even looks good.
Yeah.
They, you know, it's
Well, that's what I like about the horror fans, because they like, if
like
it looks like it's kind of, yeah, well, if it even looks like it's like you tried,
Yeah.
they're happy with that, and that's great. That's why these, horror fans are the best. Except for
oh, the fucking Living Deads. The Living Deads can kiss my ass. The Living Deads can kiss my fucking ass.
the living. Oh, you're talking about Night of the Living Dead kind of people.
Well, yeah.
Well, those guys are.
Kiss my fucking ass.
Anyway, that is it. For
No, I don't hate the Living Dead people.
You
Anyway,
hate the Living Dead people. The Living Dead. People.
So, yeah, this was good.
Yeah.
So there we go. Listen.
I'm glad I finally got to see the pieces I didn't see
Yeah.
when I was cutting it together for some gruesome. Because my buddy and I used to put together all the most disgusting deaths in a movie, in horror films anyway.
Yeah.
And I just saw those bits and pieces, but now I got to see the full film, and
It was, hey.
I'm okay with not seeing the fat of it and trim it up just for the violence.
We got us a Phantasm II.
Yeah.
Is it good for the holiday or for the Halloween
Yes.
season? Next time we got another one coming to. We ain't gonna tell you yet, but we're gonna go back to what we are proud of, which is the tatas, the boobies, boobies. And yeah. But hey, look, listen.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. We're gonna see you next time.
Hope you suffer through this film like we did.
From us here in Van Nuys at the Cinema Shack. We'll see you next time.
See ya, people.